It's the Wait a Minute show.
Yeah, on the Two Live Stews Radio Network. And we are back from the break. And I told you before we were going to talk about maybe the man with the plan. And that man and his family has been in the news all year long, even last year, but definitely this year. And who am I talking about? I am talking about the Ball family. Yes, LeVar, Lonzo, LiAngelo, and LaMelo Ball. They have been in the news, it seems like, every week, if not every other week, at this point. But they are pretty much in the news probably every week. It all started with LeVar pumping up Lonzo, saying that he's better than all these people, getting all these NBA players and fans mad, and they taking it out on Lonzo. Lonzo ain't said nothing. He just there to play ball, but his daddy, is writing checks that I don't know if Lonzo can cash, but we'll find out. We went from that, then we went to the shoe. Yes, they came out with Lonzo's shoe, the ZO2 shoes that were running 500 smackaroonies. So everyone lost their minds about that, whether the shoe was whether it was worth it, how he was trying to get over. He got into it with everyone, with Shaq. Shaq criticizing him about, the price of his shoes. Other people criticizing, but then other people taking his side, and buying shoes. Jay-Z has even, bought him a pair, I think more than one pair of the ZO2 shoes, so that in the news, took over for a couple weeks. And I like the ZO2s. I mean, I think it's a good looking shoe. But for me, myself, I've never paid that type of money. I never paid over $100, I want to say, for some shoes. I've only had one pair of Jordans, and they were on sale. So that's just not my thing, though. I mean, I like the shoes, but not for $500. But for me, it's just because I don't pay for shoes like that, to where they're going to get scuffed up and all that stuff. And I'm like, dang, $500 down the drain. So I'm just saying, that took the news as well. Obviously, LiAngelo, I was going to say playing for UCLA, but he didn't play for UCLA. That going over in overseas, and they got into the whole situation with the shoplifting, him pulling LaMelo out of high school. Now he's doing homeschooling. Then now he's, got both of them playing professional basketball in Lithuania, so, and not to be outdone, he's contemplating or he's working on trying to start a junior basketball association, which take high school kids that basically don't want to go to college. They just want to go straight to the NBA, and they're just there so they can do one and done, so they can go ahead and go to the NBA. Basically creating an association where they can come, they get paid, you get to see some of the top talent battle against each other before they go to the NBA. So the Ball family has been in the news and in the world of sports all year. And I mean, that's just some of the stuff. I mean, even when LeVar was on FS1, with Colin Cowherd, and he got into it with I forgot her name, but the young lady that is one of the reporters or one of the analysts there, or co-host, I should say, with Colin Cowherd, where he was telling her stay in her lane and all this stuff. So the Ball family is just a non-stop story, and it just continues on and on and on. Now they got their own reality show, but even from the beginning, like when he first started out with the shoe and everything, and a lot of the talking and everything, I said we all know somebody that's like that. But he believes in his son, even though you would look at him and be like, you're a little crazy, you go a little bit too far, LeVar. But he believes in his son, and he believes in this big baller brand. And it's just like, who am I to try and take that from someone, because all you got to do, you just got to have people who want it. People may buy it just because. People may buy it because they think it's hot. People may buy it for any other reason. But Kristen Leahy, thank you. Vince Wright, the governor of Minnesota. You just heard him on a break. He gave me the name. That was Kyle's co-host, But the balls have just been all over the place. And they have definitely wrecked shop in 2017. And they are part of the sports world, and they'll continue to be part of the sports world. And as long as Lonzo is relevant, and if he balls, no pun intended, this will be an ongoing thing. But there's a lot of things that I like that LeVar is doing, as a father, as a businessman, and everything. He just talks a lot. I mean, that's just what it is. He just talks a lot. I got folks, that I'm cool with. They are exactly the same way. They just talk a lot. And you got to sometimes be able to just turn it off, and move on. It's hard. Trust me, it's hard, but he just talks a lot. And I think people are just, because he talks a lot, they want, bad things to happen to him. And that shouldn't be a reason why you would want someone to fail. He hasn't, as far as I know, he hasn't committed any crime. He ain't out there slapping people or anything like that. He ain't been accused of anything, at this, so what's been going around in 2017 with that. So, I mean, if the biggest thing is he talks too much and he says outlandish things about, how good his kid is, and you may not agree with some of the moves that he made with his kids, to take them out of school and all that stuff. So I understand that, but it's not like, he's just a bad person. He just talks a lot. So the Ball family is definitely 2017 will be remembered, for them. Also, since we were talking about college basketball, we'll stay a little bit, with the college basketball. The NCAA and basically the FBI, and we talked about this in one of the shows, basically wrecking shop and arresting all these assistant coaches in the NCAA and Division I, guys like Chuck Person, that's the rifleman of all people. He was assistant coach at Auburn. I think Louisville was included in that, and Arizona, and a bunch of other people in Adidas. I think it was an Adidas exec that was also included in this whole FBI probe. And basically, if you missed it, you shouldn't have missed it, but the shoe company, Adidas, basically they were trying to get people pushed their way. And the way that they were doing that, were paying off the coaches. And then they were paying off other people as well. But they basically steered the kids to in one direction to either get with, their agents, their brand, and so on, So it hits the fan. The feds get involved. They start, taking stuff, arresting people, and all this. And it just opened up the wound even further for what people have known for years, if not decades, in just not college basketball, just in general, but just in sports, especially amateur. And I wish y'all could see me using my hand, amateur sports. This is a business. Everybody's been operating as a business except for the kids. Kids are the only people that's expected to play for the love of the game, while everybody else is making money. And so they are steering these kids to basically make money themselves. Like I said, they opened the womb even further so you could see even further, see even deeper how this thing goes. And we saw how this thing affected Rick Pitino. I mean, Rick Pitino ended up losing his job. So I'm not surprised by it. I wish I was. It's like It was the elephant in the room that nobody just said, you know what, ain't no point. But the feds made it a point, and we talked about it. Can they clean it up? Probably not. I mean, if they do, it's just going to take a long time. But I mean, to me, this thing is turned in, since it's a business, it's turned into a money-making machine where it's too much money to just be saying, you know what, I'm going to go straight and narrow, and now I don't want 10 racks. I don't want 20 racks. I don't want 30, for those people that don't know racks, thousands of dollars. I don't want $10,000. I don't want $20,000. No, you're going to always have someone that's going to, accept that. So the NCAA and their whole corruption with assistant coaches, that stuck out in my mind in 2017. So I want to give some honorable mentions as well, because we're not going to be able to get to those, but these are these are also some of the stories that stuck out in 2017 to me. Was the whole Brady concussion thing. Remember, his wife went on TV, saying he has a concussion all the time, and when the NFL world definitely exploded, but because of concussions, because of player safety and everything, and because of who the Patriots were, that just went crazy. The Big Three debut, I thought that was, something really to talk about as well. Ice Cube starting up a league where you got former NBA players that's playing 3-on-3. I thought that was a good thing. They seemed like they had a decent, first year. Hopefully that continues. I mean, 3-on-3 is going to be in the Olympics, so maybe that, this thing, takes off, and that is something that we can watch in the summer when the NBA Finals is over. So that was also something that stuck out. OJ getting out of jail. Let's just leave it at that. Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah. But Russell Westbrook averaging a triple-double, even though it started in 2016, he finished it in 2017 to win the MVP. Averaged a triple-double for the season. That's amazing. That is amazing. So those are some of my honorable mentions for 2017. So we just came off a holiday, and we had 5 Christmas games. And it seemed like, these games, they starting to add up, because it used to be like maybe 2, then we went to 3. Now we had 5, we starting at noon, and everything. So you're sitting at home, so I guess why not? Why not? Why not? Start that game at 12. So not Cavaliers, but 12 was Philadelphia and New York, followed by the Warriors and the Cavs, and then Washington, Boston, OKC, and Houston, and then finishing out the night was LA versus the book it 50-win Timberwolves. They still got a chance of getting there, so I'm going to stick with that one. But the game that stuck out more than anything for everybody was the Warriors versus Cavs. Obviously, the Warriors won 99-92, but there was some controversy in that game. And it basically came down to the last, few minutes into the game. KD guarding LeBron making the drive. KD guarding LeBron, playing defense and all this stuff. And you hear, well, you probably didn't hear it, but you saw it. And KD got away with the foul. I think he fouled him maybe at least 2 times. 2 times, maybe 3 times. And he got away with it. Maybe that's home court cooking, you get the benefit of the doubt, while you're at home. But for it not to be, full go, and what I mean full go, Steph did not play, Derrick Rose did not play, Isaiah Thomas, did not play. So you had some people that were out that did not play in this game, but it was still very entertaining. You had other guys like Jordan Bell to step up for the Warriors. You had, McCaw, if I'm saying his name right, he also stepped up for the Warriors. But it was basically how are the Cavs going to do, without Kyrie Irving. And for how this thing